I totally forgot about the chapter today. I totally forgot that the chapter was today. I totally forgot the chapter was today. If it wasn't for Valoni, I was gonna go upstairs and probably take a nap or something. I completely forgot. Hi everybody. I'm currently going through internet issues, as you probably can see at the drop frames and the choppiness of the stream currently, most likely. I think so. So I don't want to waste too much time on my introduction of the series, right? And my recap. If you're here, I think you know where we've left off. We left the Vestige world. Things are going crazy. Dobby's trying to get Skeptic ready, and all it's going down. It's going down. What's up, Daquan? I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. What's up? How are you? A few of you may have jumped over. I just finished watching episodes 2 and 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen. They're on the channel. Check them out. And I got hit up like, yo, the chapter's today. When are you gonna do it? And I'm like, I forgot. So here we go, right? I haven't pulled the chapter up just yet. I'm on the Viz page. So here we go. All right, here we go. About to open the chapter up right now. 288. Looking at the first page. Bringing up. Attack helicopter? Attack air? Like, what is this? Save Takeo. Who's Takeo? My Takeo, right? Takeo, yes. All right. Let's get started. This looks like some military airplane, like a cargo plane of some sort. Are we not there yet? Excuse me. Kindly ensure we arrive within the next 5 minutes. It's not happening. It's not like we're Hawks or Mirko. And standing while we're flying at top speed is dangerous, so please sit down. Especially since you're not back to full health yet. Who are we talking to? At this very moment, countless lives are being lost. Nothing else matters, so don't change the subject. I'm just trying to show my concern here. I think it could be best Jeanist. Just by the build. What's up, Dexter? By the build and by the arm, it has to be. It has to be best Jeanist. See, my brain was working last week. I think it was best Jeanist. I was like, yeah, I don't think he's dead. And we cut away. I'm zooming in, page 2. Top of 2. Okay, everyone's just mobilizing. Our current target is currently passing through Nabato City at 100 kilometers per hour. It looks like they're carrying large spools of wire. It definitely does. Let me go back. Yeah. Good point out. Those do look like fibers, and that's his specialty. And especially like, yo, you're not back up to full health. So unless this is the introduction of a new character, this is definitely Jeanist, because who else fits this? The fibers not at full health. Maybe he'll stop Maki or try. Dude, All For One looked at Jeanist and was like, yo, the work you put into your quirk is absolutely incredible. He was like, yo, you've exceeded what I thought of you. He's like, I'm not gonna take your quirk because it would take too long for my mentor to learn how to use your quirk. So I'm not gonna take it. But he got all the respect from All For One. So him coming in and slowing Makia down, that's valid. That's very valid. It's actually, see, that's a good call. I like that. I don't think Jeanist's quirk is OP. I think he made it OP. I think it's a. I plan on reading Vigilante, but I haven't read it yet. I think his quirk is something that's like, yo, if a normal schmo had this quirk, it wouldn't be as dope as how he uses it. That's what his quirk seems like. I feel like if I had Jeanist's quirk, I'd be trash. But Jeanist has freaking, Jeanist is a genius. Therefore, I feel like he can make that quirk freaking amazing. I think it's one of those. That's what I like a lot about my hero. It'll take a worthless quirk and make it absolutely cool because whoever's using it, right? Whoever's using it is freaking dope. And what's the conversion for kilometers to miles? America doesn't use the metric system, so your boy don't know that stuff. So he's going the speed limit. That's pretty fast. That's hella fast. He's doing 63 miles an hour. Yeah, there are fibers everywhere, though. That is true. Very true. Out my way. One mile is 1.6 kilometers. Hold on. So he's going about 60. He's going about 60. That's crazy. That's crazy. He's moving that fast. Yeah, so that means he would cover 100 kilometers in an hour. That's pretty crazy. He's moving really fast. To be that large, he's moving really fast. It's actually scary. Him, like, Gagan himself is scary, but that's terrifying. Thinking of a thing that size moving that fast. It's freaking scary. All right. Let's continue. Isn't that way too fast? Yeah, more like way too big. Not to mention indestructible. Okay, let me zoom in. I'm moving over to page 3. He's tossing aside buildings with massive mole-like claws. All that flying rubble means more destruction than just what's in his path. We need to evacuate the areas within a 5-kilometer radius around his route. That's a lot of evacuating. If we keep heading in his direction, we'll encounter the monster in about 8 minutes. We're already looking at unprecedented damage. This is nuts. This is our failing. These good people just happen to be in the way. We must save their lives even at the cost of our own. Why should they suffer for our mistakes? That's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. All right, moving over the floor. It's terrifying. Imagine like feeling the rumbling, hearing the buildings. I'm gonna assume the death toll. Yeah, easily, very easily. There's gonna be a lot of people dead and missing. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Page 4. Skeptic. Heroes incoming. A satellite image? How handy. Handy, he says, betraying his shameful lack of sophistication. Not quite the hero army we met at the villa, but still a good number. Our being here is mostly due to luck and happenstance. We must keep aware of the approaching enemy if we hope to... Go back, zoom in there. Long hair. He called Skeptic long hair. Okay. Is that any way to ask a favor of someone? Who are we zooming in on? Because this is Who would catch Compress's attention? Let me scroll over. Okay, Ochako and Sue. Speak of the little devils, it's them. I love the paneling. I love the paneling here. Mister, give me my equipment. So aggressive, you're making this old man blush. Goodness gracious, Compress. Quick. There. I love the paneling though. What's up, Julian? How are you? How are you? Yeah. Well, I'm trying to speed through this. My internet is working against me. My internet's working against me. I'm trying to speed through it, but appreciate it at the same time. Moving over to 6. I'm gonna zoom in. Top of 6. Not so fast, young lady. If I hadn't noticed them. Don't jump from this height, it's dangerous. And you're moving very fast to jump from here. Feeling all confused and gloomy just makes me feel sick. I have to go ask them. I have to. I'm so interested in what she feels and how this is going to, like, what kind of development this is going to do for her. Doing good, thank you. No problem, no problem. At this very moment, say something, Dobby. Just don't stand there grinning. He doesn't care. Stop spying on random crap and hurry up unless you want to get burned. You people, I swear. Toga. I know we're just a gang of strays who happen to find each other, but you're not the only one feeling messed up over twice. Top of 7. The League was the only place he felt he could belong, and the boss probably wants us to stick together. I know that doing as we please is the villain way, but you'd better come back to it. So, we're not sticking. Yeah, Dobby only cares about running up. Look at this face. He's so indifferent. Yo, he's like, I'm about to kill him now. I was going to say something else. This doesn't feel like a death flag. That don't feel like a death flag. Or like something crazy is about to happen with her. That don't feel like it. This whole thing Spinner saying that feel like a death flag. He stuck it straight in her back. Totally do. You better come back to us? Why are you saying that? I'm waiting on Spinner to leave the villains. Spinner's not really even a bad guy, if I remember correctly. What has Spinner done outside of what we've seen of him in the series, but be discriminated against because he looks like a lizard? And I think he found something in Stain that made him feel like he could have a release. Has he done anything that's absolutely like terrible outside of being with the League of Villains? I'd have to go back and read up on some stuff about Spinner. Spinner's totally gonna get his arc. I hope in Deku Society can be at peace. The League definitely isn't what he thought he was. I don't think he's done anything right when the League. I think I agree. I agree with you, Dexter. Whenever Stain shows back up and Stain doesn't, that's so good. I hope in Deku Society, the one that Deku either is the catalyst to build or helps form before he goes. I think so. But I do feel like what you're saying, Dexter, is absolutely 100% going to be the deciding factor. Whenever Stain shows back up, because Dobby was using Stain as like a way in, it feels like. Right? He was like, yeah, I like Stain too, but as we see more of Dobby, he could care less. But Spinner, absolutely. Spinner, absolutely. Stain, like a prison break, Stain gets out. Stain detests, completely condemns whatever the League is doing, right? Yo, he's gonna be like, he's gonna be like, oh damn, he's gonna be torn. Milton, you come in perfectly. As I'm saying, he's gonna be torn because they're all loyal to Shigaraki. So it's like Stain gave me damn near the will to live, but Shigaraki has shown me a completely different life, and I care for this dude so much, and they don't see eye to eye. That right there, I feel like we're gonna get that. That's gonna be some damn good writing. All right. Let me continue. Top of eight. Oh my gosh, thinking about future stuff. I love this damn series. Top of 8. The giant villain is in sight. He's fast. Okay, so has anyone noticed that? And maybe because it's just her suit, but in regular clothes, Ochako doesn't look as curvy as she is whenever she's in her hero costume. Am I the only one that noticed that? I feel like I just noticed this right now. When she's in her hero costume, it's like, my goodness. But then in regular clothes, I think it's just because the suit is so form-fitting. Right? And the new design helps it out a lot, too. The new design of the suit. Right? Fan service merchandising sale. Yeah. At least it's not as egregious as having like, or have like triple E's. Right? That's what Momo's for. But it's like in her hero costume, it's much more like, yeah, it's much more clearer. All right, the giant villain is in sight. I got distracted. Goodness gracious, he's fast. God damn. Hurry up with the evacuation. I love this paneling, how he has her in between both of these panels. The top panel is the panel of her looking at him, but the bottom panel is what she's looking at. I like that a lot. Yeah, Hori does do a good, I feel like he does a good job with his fan service. Like, it has a reason for it being there than just being there. Like, he tried, like, even though it's just like, well, that's a stupid reason, but at least it's a reason. Like Midnight's quirk is the reason why she looks like that. Yayarozu's quirk is the reason why she looks like that. And why she's so exposed. But I love the paneling of this on page 8. Alright, top of 9. Run away perpendicular from his path. There's still citizens inside these buildings. Split up and rescue them. 2 more over here, Your Abbot. Look at their faces. It's, oh my gosh, this is. Do you see on the top of 9? I think this is just Hori drawing this. That dude kind of he's got like the little antenna things. Like the little hair piece is like All Might. It's not All Might. You kind of look like him. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. Let me continue. Oh my goodness. Roppy. She didn't get hit, did she? She got out of the way, did she? Oh gosh. Top of 10, she got away. Okay. She got away. Goodness gracious. Sorry for the rough handling. That did the trick, thanks. Look at Deku. Deku influence. Hey, you two, I need help. My husband is bedridden and he's too heavy for me to carry. Gosh. Already too close for comfort. Our place is down here, hurry. This is Toga. That's Toga. That's Toga. That's Toga. That's Toga. Has to be. That's Toga. Our place is down here. Hurry. Get those 2 to safety, Frog. Be careful. Can't have you getting hurt. Top of 11. We gotta save every life we can. My poor Takeo. Those legs of yours sure can move, man. The strength of my legs is thanks to Takeo's love. I wonder what this right here means. This has to be Toga. He'll be okay because I'm gonna save him. She gonna bend this corner and she gonna be standing right there. Yup. Yup. Called it. That was her. That was too easy though. Now this is your fan service right here. People are gonna be drooling for when this gets animated. You will. Himiko Toga. 14. It's been forever, Ochiko. And she slides straight into the house. God. I was hoping to chat with Tsuyu too, because Tsuyu's my cute and precious friend. And with Izuku. I love him when he's all beaten up, which is like always. He's so cool. Oh my goodness. Would she be in bliss if she went to the battlefield? If she didn't hop off Gagon's back and she went to the battlefield, she would be in bliss. I love how cute you are too, Ochiko. I want to be just like you. So you gotta tell me. This feels ominous as hell. 16. Jeez. Do not let her cut you. What do you want to do to me? Oh my gosh, people are gonna run with this. She got dressed really quick, yeah. I feel like that scene's gonna be, it's gonna be so well done animated. They're gonna let it sit and build it's gonna be straight tension. That scene's gonna be so good. What do you want to do to me? You mean you stole that old lady's blood, killed her, just to ask a question like that? Just to. Listen, I'm trying to save every life I can right now. Understand, Himiko Toga? If you get in my way, then I'm going to stop you right here, right now. Her nose looks really strong. That panel at the bottom of 16 is weird. Of who? Of Toga or Ochiko? Who is Ochiko holding? In the bottom of 16, that's Night Eye. Toga. I think it looks like that because it's supposed to be the upward view of Ochiko looking at Toga. I think that's why it looks like that. But we need to get that view of Toga's neck. It's an upward shot. Come on. Can you zoom in on it? Zoom in on it. Yeah, it's drawn like that and it's shaded so you can get the angle of the nose. It's basically kind of Ochiko's view of Toga's face. That's what it looks like. I want to see what this reaction of Toga on 16. I don't know what to make of it. On the page where she pins down Ochiko. Okay. Goodness gracious. Her nose and they both look the same, Ochiko and her nose. Oh, totally. Ochiko needs another beating. she's gonna have to take this L. She got the W saving Deku, but she's gonna need to take this L. Absolutely. But I feel like this will be one that'll be hard to call an L. It'll be hard to call it a W, or hard to be calling an L. Like, she might get beat up like kind of like when she fought Bakugo, but it'll come at the, I don't know. You see, because this is what I was like, did she really kill this old lady just to get her? If she killed that old lady, then that's crazy, right? It's like, I know Toga's a serial killer, but for you to, it's a very like, it's very selfish. It's very selfish, man. Like, it's very selfish, and she's a serial killer, so of course it's very selfish. But like, to have these feelings about twice, right? And for her to say like, her life and Jin's life, they're people too. So do heroes have the right to kill us and not save us? But it's just like, even if we were to save you, you then in turn go kill somebody. So I have to stop you. Now, if we get into this battle where I can't take you in, and it does eventually lead to death, then for me, you have to do whatever needs to be done. I would assume she definitely does keep a storage of people's blood. Absolutely. But outside of the time she cut Deku, the time she cut Sue and Ochako and Kami, how many of those people have she killed and then drained their blood and just left them to die, and they died, right? I think they found Kami, and she was like incapacitated. Like, I think she could have died. I don't know. I'm freestyling that. I'd have to look that up. But how many people's blood did she take and just left them for dead? So it's like, did she kill this old lady just to get this conversation? That would be crazy. If this isn't blood that she just had stored up, right? Yeah, when she first introduced, she cut a guy's throat. She's a serial killer. The reason why she's on the run, she murdered a kid from her school. She's a serial killer. They said that Kami was drugged. Yeah, because I think she figured she couldn't get away with killing a student from Shiketsu because of how prestigious they are, but she damn sure drugged Kami and they had no idea. So I can't even subscribe to that, what I just brought up. But she had to take it because her transformation unless she forcefully deactivates the transformation, right? Unless she forcefully, I think, unless she can turn it off whenever she wants to. It's not like she ingests the blood, however, and then she's just stuck like that until it runs out. I can assume she could she could take it off and put it on however the hell she wants to. But it's like, she was as Kami for a long time. She was as Kami for that whole test. That test wasn't quick, but it wasn't that long, but it wasn't quick. Like, she went through like 2 stages of that test. So that, I don't know how much blood she needs, but it was a lot. Champagne, she didn't even know it. Goodness gracious. Daquan. That old Rick Ross line. That guy got his Reebok deal canceled. Almost forgot. Can't she use people's quirks now? Yes, she can. She can use the quirks of the people's right? That is what I'm thinking of, right? Yeah, she can use the quirks of the people's blood that she takes. Just like Monoma. I think just like Monoma, he can use their quirk as well. right? Toga can use the quirks of the people's blood she can take, can't she? Isn't that the that was her development during my Villain Academia? I think she has to have a deep connection with them, maybe. But it seems if she uses the quirk to transformation runs out faster. That would make sense. That would make sense. Maybe that's why she was able to be Kami. She could totally destroy someone's image like that. That's why her combination with Twice was like deadly. It was absolutely deadly. That was a deadly combination. Twice alone is a deadly like he's a freaking, if we're like in terms of noble phantasms, he's like an anti-army, or he is an army. It's crazy, absolutely nuts. I'm dropping frames like crazy. I feel like we have Dabi brought Skeptic with them, so whenever we get to the battlefield, he's gonna have Skeptic broadcast his grand show and he's gonna then drop the bomb that Endeavor is a piece of trash. He did this to our family, and it'd be crazy if he's just like, I'm some random kid, right? And he's not actually Toya. That would be crazy. People would be so mad. Oh my god, so what? If it gets the job done, it gets the job done. And Endeavor's gonna go up in a blaze of glory. And it won't be glory. He's gonna go up in a blaze and probably lose his life in the process. And this whole situation, if this whole situation isn't the straw that broke the camel's back, Dabi telling the entire world via Skeptic, who's going to broadcast it everywhere, that Endeavor, the #1 hero of Japan, who they're basing their hero society off of, cast his family to the side, treated them like trash, beat them, abused them, mentally abused them, almost killed his own son. That will be the straw that broke the camel's back. And hero society, as we know it in Japan, will be absolutely done. Done. No faith in it whatsoever. We already know Dabi's real name is Black Speech Bubble. What would be crazy? What would be crazy? I've been thinking about this theory a lot now. And I don't go searching out for theories, so I don't know if anyone's brought this up. I don't know if anyone's brought this up at all, or if this has been heard anywhere. But Dabi seemingly knew who Hawks was, but Hawks didn't know who he was. But what Dabi said, I think he said, "My name is," and then the Black Speech Bubble, Hawks looked like, oh my goodness. What if after this event, if he's Toya Todoroki, if he's in fact Toya Todoroki, the eldest son of the Todoroki family, and Endeavor pushed him to the point where he combusted, and Endeavor and the Todoroki family thought he died, and he didn't die, and the government took him in, and he was one of the kids just like Hawks, and was used as a double agent to do something and completely flipped on them. I've been thinking about this for like the last week. Like, what if he was originally the same thing as Hawks, a double agent, trying to worm his way into all these communities, and he completely snapped, and he just went rogue. It could have been. Very well could have been. Endeavor could have, it very well could have been. And Hawks just didn't remember him, or because of his appearance, he doesn't have bright red hair, and he has his skin freaking sewed into him. He doesn't recognize him. Totally. It totally could be. It totally could be. It totally could be. Totally could be. I've been thinking about that for a while, and I feel like that fits. That fits. And then even if he's not, even if he wasn't Toya Todoroki, the fact that Dabi could say, yo, I'm a secret government, me and the number 2 hero Hawks were secret government agents used to infiltrate villains, and we killed heroes, we hurt innocent people, all in the sake of heroes. That in itself is a bombshell that would be enough to put Hero Society completely under. So even if he wasn't Toya, and I feel like Horikoshi, because we all are like, yo, he's Toya, is gonna change it, and he's probably not gonna be Toya. I feel like it's 50-50 now, just because it's just like, oh, I don't think he'd be petty enough to be like, I don't give you the satisfaction of figuring out my story. But I totally could see it as a flip of, if my theory is in fact correct, that he could not just be Endeavor, like Endeavor's child. He could just be the same thing as Hawks, but just gone bad. And that right there is still enough to put the nail in the coffin on the Hero Society in Japan. Absolutely. It would. Honestly, I would love. Yeah. Endeavor took him to the people who train Hawks. Toya lost control, burned himself badly, killed some other kid, and then ran. That's why Endeavor thinks he died. I could believe that. I wouldn't be mad if he wasn't Toya either. And then it opens a door to, why does he know so much about Endeavor? And that could be so much. It's kind of suspicious that when they met face to face, Endeavor could barely see. Yeah, Endeavor, eye was gone. Absolutely. My cousin is on the side of the villains, and I kind of am as well to an extent. I wouldn't go as far as say I'm on the side of the villains, because the villains still do some heinous things. Now, the Hero Society is very hypocritical, but there are some good people in the Hero Society. It's just a big gray area. There are some good people on the villain side that just ended up on the wrong path due to the Hero Society. And then there's some good heroes that are actually heroes in the Hero Society. And then there's some guys that are villains. Then there's some guys that are just straight up evil people that are heroes. It's just like this whole world is like morally gray. It's morally gray. But there are some villains that are absolute scum, like All For One, right? Absolute, like, there's nothing that you, like, I don't side with you. It's, yeah, they didn't. And I think that was the point of the whole first half of the series, was to show how much All Might meant. It would be like, it's like the DC universe when Superman dies. It's just like, you know, it's like there's a void. What do we do? He did everything. I think that's the whole theming of the series, and why we focus so much on the Hero Society, and it's just, I feel like it's to show us both sides of them being gray. The whole symbol of peace is a flawed thing, because All Might's not immortal. He's not immortal. And they didn't have a plan. But they also didn't plan on All Might damn near being killed twice, 3 times. Right? I kind of agree with the villains to a point, but we don't need to mass murder for the heroes to get this point. We don't. All this mass murder, right, it's going to force the conversation. Honestly, I look at, and I feel like this is done really well, I look at this battle between villains and heroes and what's right and what's wrong, it's very much a parallel to real life, right? It's very much a parallel to real life, and like with racism. And I don't want to just speak specifically on certain things, but like just the general outlines of racism and the two the different sides that people fall on when it comes to it and what it means to them. Like I can relate it to it, although this is just a fictional series, but like my real life thing that I can kind of compare it to, it fits in a society with superhero people, with superhumans. I feel like it's a very, very good like conflict between all these differing parties. I kind of want to see if Dobby says Hey Hawks also killed Best Jeanist and shows the dead body. I think we could get that, Milton. I do think we can get that. We totally could get that. What did you consider Stain a villain? Stain's a murderer. Yeah, he is a villain. He would fall under an anti-hero, but Stain is he's not a good guy. He's a killer. Yeah, just to show him how flawed their system is. All this dirty laundry is gonna get aired. Firmly believe the government also knew. Absolutely. There's no way you don't know about this. You don't know everything that's going on with this very popular hero that has a high he has a high all of his numbers are really are high. His popularity and stuff is down at that point, but he was closing quick, he was solving things fast. There's no way they don't know all about him. Mass murder is inevitable. Villains. It is in this story. It is necessary. All governments in a row have flaws. Yep, and have some corrupt people. You're absolutely right, Milton. A theme in this story is also how people. Absolutely. Look at what's his name? Trained with Aizawa. Shinzo. Look at Shinzo. Because he had a quirk that basically can brainwash you. People are like, yo, you have a villain's quirk. Shinzo, you knew exactly what I was thinking of. Yo, you have a villain's quirk. We see it, but it's just like, if you're not paying attention to it, you can easily miss it. But it's clearly there. Like, there's clearly discrimination against people that look weird. So that's why I feel like we're gonna get a Shoji arc. We're gonna get about him like being discriminated against. The movie kind of hinted at that with Chimera talking to him like, yo, you've had a rough life, haven't you, because of the way you look. And I feel like we can eventually get an arc about that, right? Bakugo to an extent. Yeah, Bakugo is literally like the antithesis of gassing up a child to the point where it spoils them, right? I still don't get how people say Shinso's quirk was villainous but Bakugo's is heroic. I don't think that's plot. I think with Bakugo, I don't think that's plot. Shinso's quirk is definitely it's more sinister. Like, Bakugo's is very bombastic and explosive, hence the explosions. But Shinso's is more sinister. It's more like, that's kind of evil. If a bad guy had that quirk, think of what he could do. And it's granted, it's just like, yo, if a bad guy had any quirk, think of what he could do. If he had explosions, think of what he could do. If he had the ability to create ice and fire, think of what he could do. And that's just to show society. It's just like, oh, this kid's got explosions, man, he's gonna be a great. I don't think that's plot. I just think that's the way the society is. And it completely like that, it fed into the way Bakugo's character was. Like, if Bakugo was raised by a hot-tempered mom that we can know, like, beat him, Bakugo got his ass kicked. I would assume, just by how his mom treated the dad. We know that we probably just how her personality is, she probably put foot to butt. Absolutely. So a combination of that combined with everyone from the age of 4 telling you how great you are. Oh my gosh, that's giving that kid an ego. An ego. And that's a part of the society. And how flawed it is. How flawed the hero society is. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think that's like really well. I think that's written good. I think that's written good. Just how society itself is. It's very subtle. When I first saw Bakugo, I instantly thought I'd pull a Sasuke and dip. He flipped the trope on its head. That trope. Yeah, Valonia, it is a question of morality, Shinto's quirk. Absolutely. Yeah, it removes your, like, it takes your will. It's like, yeah, it forces you to do things against your will. Yeah, raised by a hot mom. Shit's hot. I doubt Hori would touch on it because he does shy away from certain themes. I do hope we get hints at some type of change in their society as a whole. I think he will touch on it. I think he will. I do think he will touch on it. Milk confirmed. I think he'll touch on it. I feel like there's too much. I feel like there's too many things there. There's too many things here. Too many things there. Bakugo's like a new age Vegeta, minus the genocide. But yeah, good to show how it is in other countries. Yeah, I would love to see. That's why I want to read Vigilantes. Right? I want to read Vigilantes because I know there's more information on other places outside of Japan. Right? Well, Dexter doesn't like Bakugo, so you comparing Vegeta to Bakugo is disrespectful. But hey, Vegeta wasn't always a likable character at all. Wasn't. Committed mass genocide. Won't go there. Won't go there. I'm not gonna favor a genocide. I'm not gonna favor someone who committed genocide over a rude teenager. I'm not gonna do that. And I'm a Dragon Ball fanboy. Dragon Ball is the best thing since sliced bread. In my opinion. So I will not compare a genocidal man to a teenage boy that's just angry. The man's a mass murderer. Will not. He turned his life around. He joined the police. It's crazy how many murderers are Goku's friends. It's crazy how many people that they just kill people in their Goku's friends. He's cool with. Vegeta's character arc is godly though. It took 30 DM years to happen almost. It took a long time. But Vegeta is a very great character. I'm only saying all of this in jest. Vegeta is the best character in Dragon Ball. Like, there's no arguing that at all. He is the best character in that series. He has the best complete character arc in that series. Right? He's like, he is the best character. Goku's my favorite character because I like Goku. Granted, he pisses me off 95% of the time, but he's my favorite character. But I'm not dumb to think that Vegeta's character arc is one of the best characters. It's a really good character arc to see start to finish, and start to finish in from Dragon Ball Z. I love dub Goku more than sub Goku. I don't want to talk about Dragon. We're not spiraling this. I don't want to spiral this into Dragon Ball because I know myself. We'll be here till 7 o'clock. No way. I love dub Goku. I love sub Goku when things are serious. But normal sub Goku is just too. I'm not doing this. I don't see how Goku still had friends after he gave Cell that sensu bean. Yeah, I'd have been pissed at Goku too. I'd have been absolutely pissed at him too. But when I don't want to say that without thinking. I'm gonna spiral out of control. When has Goku done something that hasn't worked out in the long run? Like outside of like tiny minuscule things, like huge plot things for the story. Toriyama made that joint work out. Right? I can think of a million tiny things where it's just like, well, that didn't work, and that didn't work, and that didn't work. But like on the same level as like when we're not doing that. What do you want from this? Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Julian. What do you want from this Toga Uraraka fight? Remember all the times they blew up the moon? Good times, right? What I want with zero repercussions when he dies. Well, mostly every time when he died was always the plan. If you really think about it. It was always the plan. Like he always was like, yo, I need to die for this to happen. Well, yeah, that's why I said I can think of a bunch of things that didn't work. What I want from this Toga and Ochako fight, I want to see exactly where Toga is coming from, right? Because Toga's like, I need to hear from Ochako and Deku if they would kill me, right? If they would kill me to stop me. Essentially, that's what she was saying. Like in lesser words, like would they kill me? Would they kill me being heroes? Right? So I can't tell what this look is on page 17. They're gonna kill Ochako and wear her skin. Cut it. I don't want that. So I don't know what this look is. I don't know if this is a look of disgust or I can't believe you would. I don't know what this look is. This look can be so many different things. But it seems like this could be like a Toga's like, yo, I need to talk to you. And Ochako's like, yo, I'm trying to save people and you just want to talk to me? Like, you just want to like you just want it seems like it could be offense as well. Because she's just like, just to ask me a question? Like, just ask a question like that? Like, of all the things you could have asked me, why are you asking me this now when this is going crazy? Right? And I think this panel right here, and she's like, just to you're disregarding my question? Like, what I'm feeling is very important. Yeah, Valonia, I agree. Toga gonna shoot her shot. I don't know. Right? I think it's like a disgusting, like what do you mean just to ask this question? Like I'm reading this line and I'm having PTSD flashbacks of my mother talking to me whenever I was lying about not doing my homework in middle school. Or going to parent teacher conference and she's looking at me like I just killed a baby or something because I have an F in a class. So it's like I'm getting that vibe of like, what do you mean just to? Like that? Like, what do you mean? Like my question isn't just some meaningless question. Now, this all depends. If Toga was just holding on to this old lady's blood and this old lady recovered somewhere perfectly fine, then cool. But if Toga really just jumped off Gagan, sliced some lady, because I would assume that Toga jumped off Gagan, ran into this house, right? Seen this lady panicking, took the blood, ran around the corner and found her. Because why would we run specifically to this house? And if we look in this house, right, it could either be the rumblings, it could be the rumblings of Gagan coming through the city that's causing like an earthquake, which is shaking everything around. But as we can see on 14 and 15 subsequent to the end, when we open the door, everything in the house is already tossed and turned over a little bit. And maybe the old lady was panicking because she was trying to get her bedridden husband out of there or something, or I don't know. Like all that has to play in. So it's like, I'm saying all this to say, right? If she in fact jumped off Gagan, killed some old lady, took her body to draw Ochako in, to then ask her the question, are you gonna kill me? It's just like, yo, like you've lost, like you're really not there. And we know she's not there, but it's like, yo, you're really not there. It'd be like, yo, how can you be so hypocritical and asking me if I'm going to kill you when you're killing people just to ask me the question? That's why I'm saying, like, I can't like lock on to a certain thing because there's so many, for me and my brain, there's so many different ways you can weave this in. Is Toga having this conversation gonna stop her from killing people? Right? Or I'm not, that's what I'm saying. I can't, like, she's a psychopath. She's a serial killer. So it's like, is she gonna ask this question and then still be a villain going around killing people with absolutely no conscience about it? Then I don't care about her questions about her and Twice dying. I don't. If that's going to be the result, if we get this answer, and Ochako's like, yo, no, I wouldn't kill you to stop you. Like Ochako's like, oh, I wouldn't kill you to stop you. I would try to help you. And Toga just was like, all right. Like if it just happened like that, like, okay, cool. Like, I'm all right. I'm not gonna kill you now. And then she just goes back to being a villain, killing people. I could give a rat's ass about her question. I could care less about her question. But if this conversation, which it's starting off on the wrong turn, why can't she just go to Ochako and ask the question? Why do I need to lure you in, jump out at you with a knife, tackle you to the ground, struggle with you to ask this question? That's already off on the wrong foot. She's crazy. So that's where she's coming from. But if this conversation were to cause a change in her, to try to look at everything she was doing as like oh damn, like I understood what I went through, understand how society shaped me, I understand how people looking at me with my quirk treated me like I'm crazy, right? But if that conversation were to bring those emotions out and cause the conflict with her and her stances and what she does, then that's different. But if it's just going to be more of the same Toga going crazy because her friend was killed by a hero and heroes aren't supposed to kill, now I like that part of it, but yo, sometimes I gotta do what I gotta do because yo, you're going to keep killing people, and I can put you in jail and you might get out. So it's so many different ways. What's up, Rachel? That'd be idiotic. Thinking stabbing people are normal. Yep, she does. Toga's sociopath? No, absolutely. Do you think the story ends with Quirks disappearing forever? Maybe not possible and too cliche. If the story were to end like that, everyone would say, oh, it's so cliche. I think Ochiko's answer is going to make her go over the edge either way. Because if Ochako says, no, I wouldn't kill you to save you, she's going to be like, then why did they kill Jin? And Ochiko's not gonna have an answer for her, and she's gonna go over the edge. It doesn't matter. You're right. You're absolutely right. Toga's crazy. I can see this story ending. Honestly, I got a lot of Attack on Titan vibes in my head, and what I think Eren is gonna do. But I totally can see One For All mutating to the point where it can take All For One in, and Deku can then take all of the quirks of everyone from the whole world and turn society back into normal at the cost of his own life. I can see that. How we get to that? No idea. How we get to that? I have not one clue. We would literally have to sit down here and like get a pad and paper and start just theory crafting the rest of the series on how we get to that. But I totally can see that happening. I can't explain to you how we get there, but I totally can see that happening. Totally can. I also can see Deku kicking a bucket too, but I can see so many different things happening. Quirks disappearing would completely turn this world on top of its head. That's why I'm saying I can see the merger of the two quirks. I'd rather not have that ending, in your opinion. Yeah, I'm not set on it either, but I can see it happening. It literally doesn't no, she used the rest of that blood whenever she drew Ochiko, Tsuyu, and Ryukyu down into the underground where Overhaul was. She used the last of that blood then, because she didn't have enough of it. I think she had a drop. That drop was enough to get their attention and then bend a corner and unmelt. I think Deku's gone too by the end of this. I don't want to say 100%, but I have a good feeling that Deku's final fight is going to be him dying. Right? I do feel that. But Quirks disappearing from this world would literally... Quirks disappearing from this world in My Hero Academia would... Because they just said... Well, they didn't just say. Like, if you... Like, it's been about... It's been, if not just about 100 years, or just more than 100 years that quirks have been around, right? Because Kyudai Garaki and All For One were there at the dawn of quirks. They were there when the first person got a quirk, right? They both were middle-aged men when quirks started popping up. And Kyudai has a quirk that lets him live longer at the expense of being able to do anything physical. And All For One took a copy of that quirk. So they've been around for so long, right? They've been around for so long that I think however old they are is however old quirks are. And we're just now getting to a point where this stuff is normal. We're just getting around to this stuff is this stuff is normal. Izuku, he might be crippled. Julian, I hope not. Let me find Julian's. Deku might try to save Shigaraki from himself in the end. Just like, no, that's definitely gonna happen. I think you're reading that Dexter as Shigaraki is going to have a character change and completely like talk no jutsu his way back onto the good side like Obito, which was garbage. I don't think that's the case. I think Shigaraki is always going to be bad, right? I think Shigaraki is always going to be bad. But it's not going. I feel like it's going to be in the same vein of Shigaraki, as we've seen in his world. Whenever he was waking up, like he reminisced about him being a child. He still has these urges that still pop up, and he pushes them back down. We've seen these in chapters prior. So I honestly do feel like, because the parallel between Kid Him and Kid Deku are so very clear. They look the same when they were children. We're absolutely going to get that moment of, what if me and Deku were friends as children? We're going to get that moment. And I don't think this means Shigaraki has a change of heart and he turns to the good side, right? Right? I don't think it means that, but I do think in his final moments, he will be like a coulda, woulda, shoulda, like a Madara. Madara never turned to the good side, but he definitely in his final moments was just like yeah, but nah, bro, and dies. I do think we get that with Shigaraki. Nothing but whines. That's early Shigaraki. That's early Shigaraki. That's not now Shigaraki. That's early Shigaraki, Rachel. I'll agree with you. The first half of the series to what we're at now, that was Shigaraki. Just scratching and complaining and not anymore. That's not Shigaraki whatsoever. That's not his character at all. Ever since My Villain Academia, he's been different. He's been different. He's absolutely been different. My internet falling out. I'm at 4,000 drop frames. And we've been streaming about the same length as Jujutsu Kaisen, so that's about equal. Almost close. Damn internet. I don't think there's hope for Shigaraki either, but I do think we'll get this moment of a what if. We're gonna get that what if moment. Absolutely. Absolutely, we're gonna get that what if moment. Definitely gonna die. I think a lot of these characters are not going to be here by the end of the series. I think he is. I'm waiting on the aftermath of when the doctors tell Deku, congratulations. Yo, you're now like a paraplegic. That's what I'm waiting for. And that's what's gonna, like, unless he develops a healing quirk, which is gonna piss people off, or Eri heals him, which is gonna piss people off. Unless he does that, that right arm is toast. That right arm is toast. Unless he does it. Unless that happens, his right arm is toast. 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 Don't be surprised if the boy has. Don't be surprised if the boy has a healing quirk somewhere in there. So when it happens, it's not gonna piss me off. So I'm already setting myself up that the boy is gonna get reset at some point. I personally think he's gonna go the Ken Kaneki route, where he's gonna start using his quirks to start replacing his body parts. I can't walk anymore, so now I permanently float. I don't have a right arm. So now Black Whip is my right arm. Like, he's gonna start doing that. He's just gonna be a walking quirk. That's it. It's gonna be that. Totally. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a healing quirk. Some sort of healing quirk. What would be cool is if he had a healing quirk that took from other people. So like he could heal himself if he killed people. Or like took their life force or some crazy stuff like that. That would be cool. It would totally mess him up. It would totally mess him up. If Eri could heal him, why didn't it work in the overall arc? Because he was hurting himself faster than she could heal him. He was doing catastrophic damage to the point where her healing was healing just about when she met him. Right? Bakugo gonna give him his right arm. Crazy how fast time flies. Shiggy woke up 5 months ago, right? That's crazy. Bakugo. If Bakugo gave, maybe that's one of the mystery villain one for all quirks. That I would totally, if if one of Deku's quirks was something so like it brought your morality into play, like I can heal myself at the expense of other people, that would be pretty cool to see what the boy would do to gain some usability back. It'd be really cool. It would be really cool. Shigaraki would make him whole again. That would be pretty crazy. That'd be pretty interesting. I do feel like a few of those are like the second, the third, and the fourth. I feel like it's more than 50%. I feel like it's more than 50% that they were a villain. They weren't good people. Do I want to live or do I want to be nice? Right. In simple terms. That would be cool to see his personality and the way that he looks at things, because he's so self-sacrificing. If he would do it, would he allow himself to continue to suffer? Like, what if he ran into a completely detestable person that didn't deserve to live, right? And as a hero, Deku should take this guy in, but I can kill him and give him my arms back, or heal myself, or not have these restrictions, and no one would know, nor would anyone care. Do I do it? That would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy. He might be able to make black weapon armor. I do think so. I think the first person a younger brother would pass it down to would be one of One For All's henchmen. It would be one of his henchmen, because I would assume All For One never left his brother out of his sight, unless he found a moment to get away from him. We're gonna get a dark Deku. If the raging in these last couple of chapters didn't prove Deku has the capability to get to a point of no return, right? It's gonna happen. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. I feel like a few one of those first users definitely could be one of All For One's henchmen. And All For One was kind of starting to figure out, like, oh, the boy can pass the quirk on. Who did he pass it on to? Right? Who did he pass it on to? And as he starts like hunting through the people he could have passed it on to, he gets caught in a skirmish, he passes it on to someone else. And then yeah, I think that. I don't want villain Deku. I don't want villain Deku. I just want a Deku that has to like Deku hasn't had to. He's confronted death, right? He's confronted the ultimate evil, someone who's just pure evil. But Deku, not yet has he had to overcome extreme loss. Like, Night Eye was a big deal for him, but right? Shigaraki is evil Deku in a sense. Yeah, the users didn't know each other well besides Nana and All Might. But I'm pretty sure All For One's brother wasn't a friend to any of his henchmen. I'm pretty sure, I think if we look at the flashbacks, he was forcibly given those quirks. Yeah, and I feel you're absolutely right, Dexter. Deku has not yet been faced with the ultimate loss, the loss that leaves him. Like, every main character has had that arc in their series where someone dies and it completely, like, I won't say throws them into a downspin, but it's just like, yo, what do I do? This, that, and the third. Like, almost every series has that. Gran Torino, I feel like Gran Torino would be the start of it, and All Might is going to be the climax of that point for him. Clearly forgot about Notebook Kun that Deku lost to Kuko. He was pretty hurt about that. He was. I feel like All Might has All Might has about 35,000 death flags all in his bag, right? And this is after after Night Eye stuff. After all that, he has 35,000 death flags in him. All Might's gonna die, and that is going to be it's between Inko and All Might. If Inko were to go, Deku is unraveling. But if All Might were to go, I feel like if All Might were to go, Deku would lose it. But if All Might were to go in front of Deku and Deku were to witness it, boy, the boy's gonna lose it. He's gonna look at what he did. Look at what he did for Bakugo. Now we know what Bakugo. We know what Bakugo was to Deku growing up, right? No matter how bad Bakugo was to him, we know what Bakugo means to Deku. And we know All Might means more than that. All Might dies in front of that boy's losing it. And he's not going to be consolable for a long time. He's not going to be consolable for a long time. It's going to be rough. 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 Absolutely. I'm calling it right now. If All Might does not die before December, All Might dies in the year of 2021. Calling it. All Might, if it's not a carry on, it wouldn't be a carry. If it's not a carry on to this arc, All Might's dying next year. Absolutely. Otherwise, why else is All Might training? All Might feels kind of left out because Deku is moving forward without him. All Might finding out about the past users was the way back into Deku's life, because at that point Deku was training with Endeavor, going off with Gran Torino, doing this. All Might can't help me no more, right? All Might can't really help me no more. All Might can show me the way, but now it's just like, what else can All Might teach me? The quirk I have and the quirk he has are completely different now. Like, it's mutated to the point where All Might has no idea what this boy's dealing with. All Might never seen vestiges. All Might never went in this world that he's told us. Maybe he been lying. But to us, to the reader, All Might didn't go through none of that. So it's like, how much can he really help me? So him coming in, yeah, I do get that. He has helped him in the past. But I can't think of the chapters, but you can see it in his face, in All Might's face. It was before this arc started. It was when he was like telling when he was telling him about, like, when he was talking about the vestiges and he was working on things. You can see it in his face that he can see the boy was growing more than what he was able to help him with anymore. So he's feeling left behind. So now that Deku's like, you know about these vestiges? And All Might's like, no, but I can do everything I can. That's the way back in. There's not much All Might can tell him now. Just like All Might means a lot to Deku means a lot to All Might. So it's kind of like that feeling of, like, if you're a parent and your kid goes from a kid to a teenager and now they don't want to be with you no more because it's not cool to be with mom and dad. It's that with All Might and Deku. And All Might's like, yo, he's leaving me behind. He's totally leaving me behind. I can't really help him out. I have to send the boy the Endeavor to train because Endeavor can show him things that I can't show him anymore. You don't think that junk's eating up at All Might? So All Might definitely, like those death flags are all up in him. All up in him. All Might, all up in him. All up in him. There's no, like, why would All Might be training? And we've seen the fruits of his training whenever Hatsume, right? Hatsume Mai, the support girl, when her thing was flying through the forest, and before Deku could even react, All Might caught it. It's like, we've seen the fruit of it. Like, he's working out, he's training. Why are you training, All Might? Because he doesn't want to be helpless and worthless anymore. Yes, but it's just like, why would he be like, he's something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen, and it's gonna catalyst to that moment of his death. I would love it if All Might was in Tartarus at the prison break and he starts kicking ass on all the little jobber villains that are like, yo, All Might, put me in here. All Might start breaking them off, and then the big boys show up, and now All Might can't do nothing. And then we can get a Stain to slide in because All Might was the light to him. Man, come on, man. Prison Break arc gonna be fire. I think that's gonna be fire, man. All Might saw the vestiges, they just didn't speak to him. Yeah, so Deku's dealing with a thing that he can't ask anyone's help for. All Might's usefulness relevant to Deku's training has not changed at all in this fic. What does that mean, Dexter? What's that? Fiction? Fic? I'm stupid. I can't say that without people coming for me. All Might's usefulness relevant to Deku's training has not changed at all in this story. I'm dumb. I'm so sorry. Story. Okay. Usefulness has not changed in the story. What do you mean by that? Do you mean that he's still useful to Deku, or is he not useful at all to Deku? I do feel like All Might can be a tool to Deku to help him training, but are you saying like that's why I'm trying to I'm just the way I'm trying to understand it. I'm not getting it. Because if that's what you're saying, there's nothing to come for you for. No character in this series is perfect. All Might is a flawed character. He's a great hero. He's self-sacrificing. His ideologies onto Deku is not a good thing for the boy at all. Right? But you can't deny that the man is good at his job. Yeah, he's a flawed character. So it's like, I'm not going to disagree with you there. He's withheld a lot of information. And if we want to be completely frank, how much does All Might actually know? That's the question. How much does he actually know? Because he had to do research on the previous One For All users. He didn't even know about them personally. He had to do research and to look them up. He probably knew of them by name. Right? He's not a good teacher. Plus, all of this was thrusted on him due to the fact of Night Eye and the whole thing. Like, a lot of this has just been impromptu. He wasn't supposed to even give Deku the quirk in the first place, but he's seen himself in Deku, that's why he did it. Right? So all of this has just been, as I learn, Deku learns. It's literally like both of them learning at the same time. Right? He's not a good teacher. He says it like it's not a secret that he's a bad teacher. The series even pokes fun at the fact that he's not a good teacher. The series pokes at the fact that he withholds too much information. The series says it itself. I don't think that's a hot take. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think that's All Might's character. Right? But Gran Torino and Night Eye should have been introduced way earlier. But if we look at it, Like, well, there was a whole year. It was a whole 10-month time gap, but while he was training the boy, so he could attempt, right, so he can attempt to use this quirk without killing him. So sure, in that year, he should have introduced Gran Torino and this and that. But it's a real life thing to have rifts with your ex-partner, and like the series has explained that to us. So it's like Night Eye and him don't they don't see eye to eye, so they'll never, as much as they want to talk to each other, they won't. Like, there's some people that you just like, yeah, I should talk to them, but do I want to talk to them? No. Am I going to go out of my way to talk to them? No. So that was his relationship with them. It's the same thing. Like, yeah, that 10 months should have been used to like cultivate the boy, and he should have done a lot. But again, All Might at that point in time was still a full-time hero, right? So it's just like, I'm not trying to cape for the man, but I'm just saying what the story has given us as to why All Might does this thing. All Might wasn't ready for this. All Might wasn't ready to stop being a hero. All Might's not a good teacher. Like, these are all things All Might's not good at, and I feel like it's very clear that he's not good at them. So like, if people want to argue that whatever, like, against you on those points, I feel like that's dumb to do, because what series are you reading? Which just like that is just right? But I absolutely do understand the great players don't make it's vice versa. Like, great players don't make good coaches. Like, Magic Johnson was a great player, but when he went to go coach, he wasn't good. Larry Bird was a great player. When he wanted to go coach, he was kind of good, but he's a better executive. Same thing, Michael Jordan was a great player, but he's not that great of an executive. So I get that, right? And that kind of does make sense to me. Like, I can be the greatest hero on planet Earth, but to show someone else how to be a great hero, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. But I have the responsibility to pass this on, so I'm gonna do the best job that I can. And granted, it may be wrong, but guess what? All Might probably did the best that he could. That's it. All Might's a human. That's it. He did the best he could. Was it good enough? Hell no. Not at all. Not one bit. It wasn't good enough. But he did the best he could. He did the best he could. I think All Might didn't introduce Gran Torino earlier to him because he already retired. Why wouldn't All Might have introduced Gran Torino earlier to him? I don't think him and Gran Torino talked. I think it's just that point. I just think they didn't talk. A parent doesn't have to know how to be one from the beginning. Yeah, you learn. I guarantee you, if All Might had a second chance at guiding another child, it's just like, if you're a parent, like, I've heard has my mom said this? No, but my sister has. Like, my sister and my brother-in-law have 7 kids, right? And my niece is the oldest, and they were like, we didn't know what the hell we were doing with her, but guess what? And but it's like, guess what? The rest of them, we knew what to do. So it's just like, oh, you want to do that? Okay, you're gonna come back here anyway. But that's the whole thing. And then you always get the experience of, whenever you have families with multiple children, and the oldest always is like, yo, the youngest gets away with everything. I didn't get to do that. Well, it's like, yo, they were uptight with you because they didn't know. But then you were the guinea pig. That's it. Deku's the guinea pig. He's the guinea pig. If All Might had a second chance, if All Might had a second chance to train another hero, he would do 10 times better than what he did with Deku. And that's all it is. I feel like that's very real. That's very human. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. He had no idea what to do. All the man knew how to be was a hero. A hero. That's it. And plus, there we go. I think. Now this depends on. Yeah. We're looking at this with future sight. We gotta put all of this into perspective. We're looking at this with future sight. We're looking at this, seeing everything that's going on with Deku, right? We didn't know All For One was still alive. We didn't know. To All Might back then, he killed All For One. All For One's dead. He punched his head off. See, we gotta put that in perspective. There was no impending doom with this all evil being that was gonna come with hell behind him to kill this boy, to kill All Might. We didn't know that. We thought that was dealt with. And All Might was just gonna raise this boy as a hero. There was no rush on his training until Shigaraki popped up, and then we found out who was backing him. That's when things got dire, and that's when it started showing All Might wasn't ready for this. Yes. Yes. Yep. I had to dig deep for that one. It was like the light bulb went off in my head. Yes. Ay. We've been here for an hour and a half. Frame steady dropping. This probably is going to look terrible back on replay. All right. I'm going to call it. I've blown through my Noragami time anyways. Yeah, I'm going to push Noragami to Monday. Hopefully the internet is good enough so I can hop on tomorrow for Yashahime and then recoup for Monday. I want to thank you guys for being here. This is really fun. If my internet was better, I totally tomorrow night or Sunday night, since the chapter came out today, I would have hopped on. Right? If the internet is good by Sunday, I want to hop on and we could just talk about stuff. Different series and what we think about them. I want to do that. I want to do that soon. You can start Camp Salon playing Smash if you want to. I'm going to bed. It's almost 2 a.m. See ya, Valoni. I may hop on. I need to get some food in my system. And plus, I may join if my internet is good. Because if my internet is bad, the lag is going to be terrible. Gotta go finish watching Jujutsu. It's good, Dexter. It's really good. It was really good. This is really fun. I'll see you guys November 1st. Damn, that's a long time from now. Damn, that's 2 weeks off. Yeah, it's 2 weeks off. He deserves it, but he's gonna be drawing future stuff according to what 5 Yen I said, I think. That's how we get those beautiful splash screens, the full pages. He draws those ahead of time. Oh, 5. Good luck. Yeah, this was really fun, Julian. Thank you for being here. Julian, you put me back on track too. You like 50-50 on it? Yo, get through it. I usually do 3 episode rule. And if you're 50-50 on it, episode 3 for me, in my personal opinion, will get you to finish the season at least. Now I usually do 3 episode rule. And I feel like episode 3 definitely will be the one that you'll be like, yeah, let me watch this. Let me see what's up with this. He deserves it. Yeah. He deserves time off. Like I don't think he's not spending this time on break. He's just spending this time drawing future chapters. That's what he's doing. Like he's not drawing. He probably already drew chapter 289. He's drawing like a double panel on chapter 304. That's what he's doing right now. Because there's no way, like those panels we got the last 2 weeks, there's no way he did that in a week. There's no way. He drew those when he took a break 2 months ago. He drew those. So that's what he's doing. He's hard at work. Is it time for a new cover? Of the music? Oh yeah, I looped it. I have another one I could play. I think that's what you're talking about. I don't know. I need to update this layout though. I absolutely want to update this layout. I need to. Because I've fixed up every single other layout and I just don't know what to do for my hero one because there's nothing else on screen but me. I don't know what to do. No manga cover, sorry. With the new volume. No, the new one just came. What? It might be time for a new cover. Didn't the Mirako was the last one, right? You guys need to check out Akudama Drive. I wrote that down. I think you've said that before. I need to. Akudama Drive. That's going up on this season. Let me get my sticky note. Let me get my sticky note. I may go upstairs. If my internet's good, I'm gonna go play Smash. But if it's bad, if it's really atrocious, I'm gonna go upstairs and check out the rest of the stuff that's airing this season. Because the only things that I've watched is what I do on the channel. I need to try to catch up on some stuff. Where's my sticky note? Yep, it's right here. Yep, Akudama Drive. All right, yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'll definitely check out Akudama Drive. I'll add you on the Discord, Dexter, whenever I do watch, and I'll let you know what I think about it. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm out. Thank you guys for being here again. I've said that like 4 times already. Thank you for the likes on the stream. If you're new and you haven't joined the Discord, consider joining the Discord. I think it's been, I don't know how active any of the spoiler channels are, so I'm not in them, so sometimes I'm just not active in the Discord. But over the weekend, I'm definitely going to be talking about some stuff, because today was a hell of a day. Like for me, Jujutsu Kaisen was crazy. Tower of God was crazy. This My Hero chapter did it for me. So I have plenty to talk about, right? Probably will pull through. It's in the description. Check it out. Link is down there. It's a lot of good people. There's no, well, I'm not in the spoiler section, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure if there was toxicity in the Discord, I would know. And I don't feel like there's no toxicity. Like we do, like what we did in the stream is what a lot of people do in the Discord. Just back and forth about series, about what you like, what you don't like. You don't like this character, I like this character, yada yada, bing bang boom. And it's just how I like it. A hint of toxicity, but not enough for it to be disgusting. All right. So thank you, Julian, 5 yen, Dexter, of course. I'll check out Akudama Drive. And Chris, I'll definitely think about playing Smash. I'll let you know. I'll text you when I get off. Signing out. Peace.